Part 1. The Signal from the Abyss. In the year 2375, humanity had woven itself into the cosmic tapestry, a mere thread among countless others. Orbiting the dying star, Hekara, the colonial fleet of the United Earth Alliance drifted, an armada of steel titans shimmering against the void. Leading this migratory procession was the Montero, a city-sized ship and the pride of humanity's exploration efforts. Captain Alexei Trask stood on the bridge. A cavernous chamber of holographic displays and shimmering control panels. The crew bustled efficiently, moving through an orchestral arrangement of duty and discipline. Yet, something gnawed at Alexei's mind, a restlessness birthed from the unease of endless void, and a career pocked with skirmishes and diplomatic standoffs with alien civilizations. Captain, First Officer Alara Voss approached, her voice a smooth cadence that betrayed the tension she too felt. "We've received an anomaly, a signal from within the Hekaran Nebula. The Hekaran Nebula, a swirling mass of iridescent gases and fragmented asteroids, was infamous for swallowing convoys and corrupting navigational systems. It was an enigma wrapped in danger, a boundary too perilous for even the bravest souls." "Details?" Alexei asked, turning his steely gaze from the view of the nebula's churning colors to Alara's resolute face. "It's unlike anything we've encountered." Alara replied, her fingers dancing over a terminal, conjuring the waveform of the signal onto a holographic display. It was rhythmic, yet chaotic, like a symphony composed by a mad genius. It could be a distress call, or something else. Alexei felt the familiar thrill of discovery spark within him. His career had not been without its encounters with the unknown. First contact with the Fin, a race of crystalline entities. The exploration of the forgotten ruins on Epsilon Borea. But this was different. "Prepare the Argosy for launch," Alexei commanded, naming their most versatile exploration vessel. "We'll take a small team and investigate." The Montero's hangar was a cavernous maw, housing a variety of ships designed for a multitude of missions. The Argosy stood ready, its sleek form a testament to human engineering. As Alexei and Alara boarded, they were joined by a hand-picked crew, Engineer Koji Tanaka, a wizard with technology, and Lieutenant Zara Quince, a seasoned pilot with nerves of steel. The Argosy slipped from the hangar, diving into the nebula's embrace. The ship's shields shimmered against the nebula's ionized particles, creating a light show that danced across the hull. The signal grew stronger, its strange melody intertwining with the Argosy's own systems, causing the displays to flicker with ghostly echoes. As they navigated deeper, the nebula unveiled its secrets. A graveyard of ships, ancient and alien, their hulls etched with inscrutable glyphs. It was a tapestry of lost civilizations, each vessel a story untold. "There," Alara pointed through the viewport. Amidst the derelicts was the source of the signal, a colossal structure, half buried in the nebula's tendrils, its architecture unlike anything recorded in the Alliance's vast archives. "Hold position," Alexei ordered, his voice hushed with awe. The structure was both beautiful and ominous, its surface a lattice of shimmering conduits that pulsed with an inner light. The team donned their exosuits, designed to withstand the nebula's hostile environment, and disembarked. As they approached the structure, a low hum resonated through their suits, an unearthly welcome or a warning lost in translation. "Keep your eyes open," Alexei instructed, and they entered through a massive archway, stepping into the unknown. Inside, the structure was a cathedral of technological marvels. Its walls lined with intricate machinery, that defied understanding. The pulse of the signal was palpable here, a heartbeat that thrummed beneath their feet. Strange symbols lit up as they moved, illuminating their path with a soft azure glow. Koji knelt beside a console, his tools probing its secrets. "This system is alive," he muttered, awe and confusion wrestling in his voice. Ilara's gaze was drawn to a central chamber, its walls adorned with fluid patterns that shifted in response to their presence. As they stepped inside, the patterns coalesced, forming a holographic map of the galaxy, a living star chart that highlighted a location beyond known territories. "That's impossible," Zara whispered, her eyes wide. No ship could survive a journey to that region. Yet there it was, a beacon calling them to traverse the uncharted. Before Alexei could voice his thoughts, the structure trembled, the signal crescendoing into a blinding light that engulfed them. In that instant, Alexei felt a consciousness brush against his mind, a presence as ancient as stars, whispering secrets in the language of dreams. Then, as abruptly as it began, the light vanished, leaving the team breathless and on their knees. "Are we?" Koji started, but his question was unfinished as a new awareness settled over them. "We're not alone," Alexei said, his voice a mix of dread and wonder. "This is only the beginning." Their path was clear, set by forces beyond understanding. The Argosy's mission had transformed into a quest, one that would unravel the fabric of reality itself. Part 2. The Journey of Shadows. Upon their return to the Montero, the crew's minds were abuzz with revelations and unknowns. The signal, the ancient structure, and the whispered touch of an alien mind had left an indelible mark, shifting the very foundations of their beliefs. Alexei convened with the Montero's council, a gathering of the fleet's finest minds. Holographic screens cast an eerie light over the chamber, displaying the star chart highlighted by the alien map. This could be a discovery of profound significance, Dr. Lyra Min, the fleet's chief xenologist, said, her eyes gleaming with scholarly fervor. An opportunity to expand our understanding of the galaxy, perhaps even meet entities that predate our own existence. "There's no guarantee of what we'll find," Captain Uring-Adine interjected, his voice a gravelly counterpoint to Lyra's. "It could be a trap, or worse." Alexei listened, his mind weighing the risks. The star chart pointed to a region of space only whispered about in myths. A place known as Elysium's Edge, a rumored nexus where the boundaries of the universe thinned, allowing glimpses into other realities. "What if this is a call for help?" Ilara added, her voice calm yet insistent. "The signal could be a distress beacon from a civilization in peril." The arguments swirled around them, logic battling curiosity. In the end, it was Alexei who decided. "We'll go," he stated, resolve settling like armor around his shoulders. "Prepare the fleet for a course to Elysium's Edge. The Argosy will lead." The decision sent ripples through the fleet, a mix of excitement and trepidation. Supplies were loaded, systems checked, and the colossal engines of the Montero hummed to life. The journey was long and fraught with perils. The fleet navigated asteroid belts and cosmic storms, their paths lit by the fading light of distant suns. On board the Montero, tensions rose as the crew grappled with the weight of their mission, the unknown stretching before them like an unending night. Amidst preparations, Alexei found solace in the observation deck, a vast expanse of glass offering an unfiltered view of the cosmos. It was here that he often found Ilara, gazing at the stars with a contemplative serenity. "Thinking about the signal?" Alexei asked, joining her at the railing. Ilara nodded, her eyes reflecting the starlit void. "It's more than a signal, Alexei. It's a message, a promise or a warning. Do you ever wonder if we're meant to find it?" He mused, his thoughts drifting to the alien mind that had touched his. "All the time," Alara replied softly. "There's a purpose to this journey, I'm sure of it." Their conversation was interrupted by a chime, a priority alert from the bridge. They exchanged a glance, urgency quickening their steps as they headed for the command center. On the bridge, the atmosphere crackled with tension. The main display showed an anomaly, a rift in space, shimmering with ethereal colors, blocking their path. It was unlike any natural phenomenon, a tear in reality that defied explanation. "Prepare for evasive maneuvers," Alexei ordered, his voice steady despite the chaos. "We need to—" The words died as the rift expanded, engulfing the Montero in a cascade of kaleidoscopic light. Alarms blared and the ship shuddered as it was pulled into the rift's embrace, reality warping around them like a hall of mirrors. When the light finally receded, they found themselves adrift in a region of space untouched by time. Stars glowed with a haunting brilliance, constellations unknown to any chart, and at the heart of this cosmic wonderland hovered a planet of striking beauty, a cerulean jewel cradled in the arms of a swirling nebula. "Where are we?" Zara asked, her hands tight on the helm, ready for any command. "Alara, scan for known markers or beacons," Alexei instructed, though he suspected the answer. Her console flickered, then settled. "This is it," she confirmed, awe lacing her voice. Elysium's edge. The fleet hung in silent awe, the planet before them a siren song of mystery. Yet, as they prepared to explore this uncharted world, the Montero's sensors detected a new signal, a transmission not from the planet, but from one of the moons orbiting it. The signal was a symphony of pulses, a language encoded in patterns that danced across their screens, a message both familiar and alien, echoing the one that had drawn them here, but with a singular difference. It was directed at them. As suspense gripped the crew, a realization dawned, a revelation that sent shivers through their veins. They were not the first to answer this call. Others had come, and others had vanished into the echoes of Elysium. And now, their story was about to intertwine with the shadows of the past. Part 3. Whispers of the Lost. As the Montero orbited the mysterious planet, its crew prepared for the descent of the Argosy to the moon from which the new signal emanated. The decision was met with a mixture of trepidation and anticipation, a mission that promised answers, but also the risk of encountering yet another enigma. The Argosy, a symbol of human daring and curiosity, was readied once more for launch. Joining Alexei, Alara, Koji, and Zara was Dr. Lyra Min, whose expertise in xenolinguistics made her an invaluable asset to the team. Under the moon's ghostly luminescence, the Argosy descended through an atmosphere rich with unknown elements, its sensors translating the alien whispers into a symphony of data. The landscape unfurled below, a tapestry of silvery forests and rolling crystalline plains, shimmering like a dreamscape. "Setting us down in a clearing near the source of the signal," Zara announced, her voice steady, though her eyes reflected the wonder of this otherworldly place. The Argosy touched down with a gentle thud, its landing gear sinking softly into the strange pliant soil. The team disembarked, their suits adapting to the moon's peculiar atmosphere. Overhead, the nebula cast shifting patterns of light across the surface, painting the world in hues of surreal beauty and shadow. As they trekked toward the origin of the signal, the terrain transformed. crystalline flora giving way to ancient ruins. Towering spires of an unknown metal jutted from the ground, their surfaces inscribed with glyphs that pulsed with an inner luminescence. Lyra moved ahead, her instruments capturing the glyphs' resonance. "This language," she murmured, tracing a finger over the symbols. "It's similar to those found in the structure within the Hecaran Nebula, but more complex, evolved." "Any idea what it says?" Koji asked, his curiosity piqued. Lyra shook her head, eyes wide with a thrill of discovery. "Not yet, but it feels familiar, as if it's speaking directly to our subconscious." As the team pressed onward, the air grew dense with an almost tangible energy, guiding them to a central edifice. A towering monolith surrounded by what seemed to be the skeletal remains of spacecraft from countless epochs, each representing a civilization long gone. Within the monolith, the signal was a living presence, a heartbeat resonating through the structure. They entered a vast chamber, the walls aglow with the glyphs that now seemed to ripple with intent. In the chamber's center stood a structure resembling an altar, atop which lay an artifact, a perfectly smooth sphere of glass-like material, radiating the signal's melodic pulse. As Alexei approached, the sphere reacted, hovering weightlessly, its surface alive with shifting star maps and cascading equations beyond human comprehension. "What is it?" Ilara asked, her voice a whisper amidst the artifact's silent symphony. "An interface?" Alexei speculated, reaching toward the sphere. The moment his hand brushed its smooth surface, a flood of visions cascaded through his mind. Memories not his own, glimpses of worlds beyond imagining, civilizations rising and falling, like grains of sand in an eternal hourglass. Suddenly, the visions shifted to darkness, a void punctuated by pinpricks of light, each representing a soul lost to the cosmos. And among them, a single presence flickered, a consciousness intertwined with the signal's rhythm. "It's alive," Alexei gasped, pulling his hand back as the sphere settled once more. A repository of knowledge and a warning. The revelation hung in the air, the team comprehending the artifact's purpose, a beacon of knowledge and a guardian against the folly of hubris. Yet a question lingered, a whisper in the recesses of their minds. Who had created this, and what had become of them? Before they could delve deeper, the chamber trembled, the glyphs flaring brighter than before. From the shadows, figures emerged, entities composed of iridescent light, their forms shifting and ephemeral, yet undeniably sentient. "The Guardians," Lyra breathed. Recognizing them, from ancient lore, a race of cosmic caretakers said to watch over the fabric of existence, ensuring balance and preserving the remnants of lost civilizations. The Guardians observed them, their intentions inscrutable yet peaceful. One stepped forward, its form coalescing into a semblance of solidity. The air vibrated with a resonance that bypassed conventional communication, implanting understanding directly into their minds. "We are the keepers of the Elysium," the being intoned, its voice a chorus of harmonies. "You have ventured far, seekers, drawn by the echoes of those who came before. What do you seek?" "We wish to understand," Alexei replied, meeting the Guardian's gaze. "The signal called to us, and we answered. We seek to learn and aid if we can." The Guardian's form flickered, its aura shifting through shades of color. "Elysium's edge is a threshold," it explained. "A convergence of possibilities where realities intertwine. Those who come must prove their intentions, for knowledge is a gift and a burden." The weight of the Guardian's words settled upon them, a test, a trial to determine their worthiness. "What do we need to do?" Ilara asked, her resolve unyielding. The Guardian gestured, and the chamber transformed. revealing a pathway through the stars. Journey through the memories of Elysium, it instructed, and face the choices of those who came before. Only then shall the truth be revealed. The Argosy team exchanged glances, understanding the enormity of their task. They were no longer just explorers. They were participants in an ancient trial, their story a thread in the tapestry of Elysium's eternal narrative. And so, with the weight of history upon their shoulders, they stepped forward into the realm of echoes, where the past and future converged in a dance of light and shadow. Part 4. The Trials of Elysium. As the Argosy team ventured into the luminous pathway, the world transformed around them, dissolving into an expanse of intertwining shimmer and shadow. They found themselves in a vast, boundless space where time and reality weave together in intricate patterns, a mosaic of epochs and cultures lost to the annals of history. The path before them branched into myriad directions, each trail a different story, a different life waiting to unfold. The Guardians had set the stage, and now it was up to Alexei and his crew to choose their course through the tales of Elysium. They stepped forward, guided by intuition and the pull of the artifact's resonant song, and found themselves in a lush, verdant valley. Here a civilization thrived amidst the harmony of nature and technology, their architectures fluid and organic, resonating with the life around them. These people, the Valthar, were masters of symbiosis, living seamlessly with the world they had nurtured for millennia. The team observed the Valthar as they went about their harmonious existence. However, beneath the surface of this idyllic society lay a choice, a pivotal moment that had defined their fate. The Valthar faced a crisis of resources, and, tasked with a decision of preservation or expansion, they chose the latter, venturing into the unknown at the risk of losing their unity. This is the path they took, Ilara mused, her voice laced with reflection, and it led to their eventual decline. It's a lesson, Lyra added, her gaze following the Valthar's journey, to seek balance with nature, not dominance over it. Their surroundings shifted, and they were transported to a world of stark contrasts, a desert landscape where towering cities of glass rose from the sands, the legacy of the Merrick, a race of visionaries who had built their utopia through relentless innovation. The Merrick story unfolded, a tale of boundless ambition, their quest for technological supremacy leading to a rift within their society. The desire for progress had fractured them, creating a schism between those who embraced it and those who yearned for simpler times. As the team delved deeper into the Merrick's history, they encountered a figure named Tanis, a visionary torn between progress and preservation. Through Tanis, they witnessed the fragile balance between advancement and identity, a choice that had echoed through time, defining the Merrick's legacy. This is the trial, Alexei realized, as they watched Tanis grapple with his decision, understanding the consequences of progress without losing sight of who we are. Their journey continued, each path a fragment of a greater whole. They walked through forests of crystalline trees, where the Aetheri, beings of pure energy, communicated through light and sound. This race faced a choice of integration with others or isolation, their essence forming a bridge between worlds or a barrier, a decision that ultimately led to their dissipation. Each encounter deepened the team's understanding of Elysium's purpose, a crucible of choices, where civilizations were tested not by strength, but by the wisdom to embrace possibility while honoring the past. Finally, they arrived at the heart of Elysium's labyrinth, a chamber of shifting light where the Guardians awaited, their forms shimmering with the tales they guarded. "You have walked the paths of those who came before," the Guardian intoned, the resonance of their voice filling the chamber. "What have you learned, seekers?" Alexei stepped forward, a newfound clarity in his eyes. "The echoes of Elysium are not just stories," he began, "but but a reminder of the choices that shape the fabric of existence. It's about balance, understanding the cost of progress, and cherishing the connections that define us. The Guardians glowed with approval, their forms coalescing into a mosaic of radiant light. "You possess the insight to heed these lessons," they pronounced. "A knowledge of Elysium is yours to bear. But remember, with knowledge comes responsibility." As the chamber of light faded, they found themselves back on the moon's surface, the artifact from the altar humming softly in Alexi's hands. Its purpose now clear, it was both a guide and a protector, a compass for navigating the complexities of existence. With the trial complete, the Argosy returned to the Montero, the fleet orbiting the planet like guardians of their own. The knowledge they carried was a beacon, a promise to honor the stories of those who had come before, and to forge a path guided by wisdom and unity. In the vastness of space, beneath the watchful gaze of the Guardians and the eternal stars, Alexei and his crew set forth, not just as explorers of the universe, but stewards of its myriad legacies, their journey etched into the timeless annals of Elysium's edge. Part 5. Echoes of Tomorrow. The Montero hung in the velvet embrace of Elysium's edge, the knowledge from their celestial journey woven into the hearts of its crew. The ship had become more than a vessel. It was now a repository of ancient wisdom, its purpose aligned with the stars that cradled it. In the days following their return, life aboard the Montero resumed its rhythm. Yet beneath the routine, an undercurrent of transformation flowed. The crew, touched by the echoes of other civilizations, approached their tasks with a renewed perspective, a commitment to balance, and a deeper understanding of their place in the cosmos. In the observation deck, Captain Alexei Trask stood with First Officer Alara Voss, their eyes tracing the delicate dance of Elysium's light against the void. "What now?" Alara asked, breaking the contemplative silence. Her voice held the weight of the journey they had undertaken and the paths yet to be explored. Alexei pondered, his mind a tapestry of possibilities. "We share what we've learned," he replied thoughtfully. "We were entrusted with this knowledge to guide others, to foster connections across the stars." Their conversation was interrupted by a soft chime from Alexei's communicator. It was Koji, calling from the engineering bay, where he had uncovered a new mystery. "Captain, you might want to see this." Koji's voice crackled, a hint of excitement threading through. Curiosity piqued, Alexei and Alara descended through the labyrinthine corridors of the Montero to the bustling heart of the ship. Koji awaited them amidst a sea of glowing panels and humming machinery, his usual calmness replaced with an animated fervor. "What have you found?" Alexei asked as they approached. Koji gestured to a holographic display, its surface alight with runes that bore a striking resemblance to those encountered within the Guardian's labyrinth. "While running diagnostics, I detected traces of a new signal interwoven with our systems. It's subtle, almost imperceptible, but it's there." Alara leaned closer to study the display. "It's similar to the Guardian's essence," she observed, her brow furrowing with intrigue. Koji nodded. "I believe it's a message, a guide embedded within our systems. Perhaps a blueprint for future communication or technologies." Alexei exchanged a glance with Alara, the implications settling over them like stardust. "It seems the Guardians have given us more than just knowledge," he mused aloud. "They've given us a key to unlock future collaborations." The realization was both daunting and exhilarating, a promise of what humanity could achieve when guided by the lessons of Elysium's forgotten civilizations. As they contemplated this newfound legacy, a gentle hum filled the air, harmonizing with the ship's rhythmic pulse. The artifact they had retrieved from the moon resonated once more, its surface shimmering with the shifting constellations of its inner light. "We're being watched," Lyra said, entering the engineering bay. She had felt the call of the artifact, her connection to the xenolinguistic mysteries guiding her steps. The holographic display flickered, revealing an expansive vista of the universe, its stars, intricate threads woven into the galactic loom. The view shifted, zooming into a distant region where a nascent civilization flickered with the light of discovery. A people on the cusp of their own interstellar journey. "They need guidance," Lyra whispered, understanding the artifact's intention, "and we are its messengers." The Montero was no longer simply a ship. It was an envoy of hope, its crew the custodians of Elysium's enduring wisdom. With this realization, a new mission crystallized, a mission to shepherd the fledgling civilizations they encountered, offering them the insight and guidance needed to weave their destinies among the stars. Together, they charted a course for the future, the Montero's engines thrumming with promise. As they set forth into the vast expanse, the crew carry within them the echoes of those who had come before, a legacy of unity and understanding that would forever be their compass. They were travelers of the cosmos, bearers of Elysium's song, and as they ventured into the unknown, the stars whispered their approval, lighting their path with a radiant tapestry of endless possibilities. Part 6. The Harmonies of Dawn. Navigating through the depths of space, the Montero became a beacon, its newfound mission resonating through the dreams and ambitions of its crew. They sailed onward, driven by the whispers of Elysium, toward a star system where the signal of an emerging society awaited their guidance. As the ship approached the system, the crew gathered in the command center, a sense of camaraderie binding them in anticipation of the task ahead. Displayed before them were the images of a verdant world, its continents crisscrossed by rivers of vibrant blues and greens, a planet teeming with life and possibility. "This is Aethra," Lyra declared, her voice carrying the reverence of an explorer standing at the threshold of discovery. "The people here have reached a pivotal moment in their development. The choices they make now will shape their destiny." Images of the Aethrans filled the screen, a humanoid species with skin that shimmered like polished stone, and eyes that reflected the colors of their lush world. They possessed an innate connection to their environment, a gift of sensing the energy and emotions of all living things. "Their culture is one of harmony," Alara noted, reviewing the data gathered from the planet's surface. "But they are on the brink of industrial expansion, a time when balance is easily disrupted." Alexei nodded, sharing her concern. "Our role is to offer what we have learned, to provide the insight needed for them to maintain harmony with their world as they progress." The decision was made. A small team would make first contact, ensuring their presence was seen as a gesture of friendship and guidance. The Argosy, their trusted vessel, was prepared for the descent, carrying Alexei, Alara, Lyra, and Koji toward this new frontier. Breaking through the cerulean skies of Aethra, the Argosy landed gracefully amidst a clearing bordered by towering flora, a symphony of colors swaying in a gentle breeze, welcoming them to this untouched haven. The Aethrans approached cautiously, their eyes wide with wonder and curiosity. Their leader, a dignified figure named Kale, stepped forward, his gaze holding both wisdom and the weight of responsibility. "Welcome, travelers from the stars," Kale spoke, his voice resonating through the air like a gentle melody. "We have felt your presence in the dreams of our people. What do you bring to our world?" Lyra stepped forward, her heart open. "We come with knowledge and friendship, to share the lessons of those who came before us, and to help guide the journey of your people." Aethra's light bathed them, the warmth of the sun, intertwining with the energy of the Aetherans, creating a bond that transcended words. As they conversed, cultural barriers dissolved, leaving behind a shared understanding, a confluence of civilizations joined by a common purpose. Kale led them through the heart of the Aetheran community, where technology and nature coexisted in a dance of elegant complexity. Structures woven from living materials rose amid gardens of vibrant life, each building a testament to the Aetherans' respect for the world that cradled them. The exchange of ideas flowed freely, the Aetherans eager to learn the tales of Elysium and the wisdom held within the artifact. In return, they shared their symbiotic relationship with the planet, offering insights into the unity and peace that governed their society. As twilight descended, painting the sky with hues of indigo and gold, the Aetheran Council gathered, their assembly open to the travelers. Within the circle of unity, Alexei and Kale stood side by side, the artifact resting between them, its soft glow a symbol of the covenant they were forging. "We stand at the cusp of a new dawn," Kale declared, his voice carrying the hopes of his people. "Your presence affirms the path we must take, one of harmony, guided by the wisdom of the stars." Together, they gazed at the night sky, the constellations shimmering like a tapestry, woven from the dreams of all who had come before. As the stars bore witness, an unspoken promise was made, a vow to honor the knowledge of Elysium, ensuring that the choices of today would echo through the eternity of tomorrow. In the vast expanse of space, the Montero and its crew continued their journey, the echoes of Aethra merging with the rhythms of the galaxy. They were keepers of a legacy, entrusted with the stories and dreams of countless worlds. Their mission a symphony that would resonate across the universe, a melody of hope, unity, and the boundless potential of the cosmos. Part 7. The Celestial Tapestry. As the Montero drifted gracefully away from Aethra, its mission had grown not only in breadth, but in the interconnected hearts of its crew. Each encounter with a nascent civilization was a thread added to the cosmic tapestry they were tasked with weaving, a legacy of light stretching across the galaxy. Days passed in a tranquil flow aboard the ship as the crew continued to reflect on their journey and the lessons imparted by Elysium and its guardians. In the quiet of exploration, they discovered a profound stillness within, an understanding that their journey was as much about inward discovery as it was about outward voyage. On one serene morning, the Montero's sensors caught an anomaly, a drifting vessel cloaked in the shadows of an asteroid belt, its presence whispered only in the faintest of frequencies. The ship was ancient, its origins buried beneath the dust of time, yet its design bore traces of a civilization once known to galaxy's historians, the Luminaris, masters of light and sound. Intrigued by the possibilities, the crew prepared a mission to board the vessel, eager to uncover the remnants of a civilization long past. Alexei, Alara, Koji, and Lyra donned their suits, the Argosy once again ready to bridge the distance between past and present. As they approached the derelict ship, the Argosy's lights swept across its surface, revealing an intricate latticework of prisms and filaments, remnants of the Luminaris' mastery over photonic technology. The vessel's hull glimmered like a frozen symphony, echoes of its creator's artistry. Aboard the vessel, a silence greeted them, a quiet that spoke of years forgotten, yet held within it a haunting melody. The team moved through corridors, that curved elegantly, their surfaces etched with designs that caught the light and refracted it into rainbows. In the heart of the ship, they discovered the Luminaris's legacy, a grand chamber where strands of light and sound interwove in a coherent dance. At its center was an artifact, a crystalline sphere, similar yet distinct from the one they had encountered on the moon of Elysium. Koji approached the sphere, his fingers brushing its surface. The chamber responded with a gentle hum, a harmony that vibrated through their very beings. As the sphere pulsed, projections of light and sound enveloped them, unfolding the tale of the Luminaris, a civilization who wove music into the fabric of their reality, creating realms of beauty and emotion. "Look," Lyra breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. Within the light, scenes of the Luminaris's world came to life. A planet where cities floated on seas of sound, where colors bloomed in response to music, and where harmony was the guiding principle of existence. Alexei watched, captivated by the vision. Their entire society was a symphony, he observed, awe mingled with a tinge of melancholy for their absence. The Luminaris understood that music and light were more than art, Alara added, her voice thoughtful. They were a universal language, a way to communicate emotions and ideas across the void. The sphere's light shifted, revealing the Luminaris's final days, a time when their sun began to fade, and they chose to preserve their essence in vessels of light, launching them into the cosmos to share their knowledge beyond the confines of their dying world. Moved by the Luminaris's dedication to legacy, the crew stood together, their presence a testament to the enduring power of connection across time and space. With great care, they activated the sphere's communication systems, allowing the Luminaris's symphony to resonate once more, to sing across the stars, a melody of hope and remembrance. As they departed the vessel, the Argosy sensors detected the resonant frequencies of the Luminaris's message, weaving into the cosmic background, blending with the dreams of all who had touched the stars. Returning to the Montero, the crew joined their companions, sharing the experience, their hearts lightened by the Luminaris's gift. Through their journey, they had become part of a greater harmony, a celestial tapestry, stretching ever onward, filled with the light and sound of every civilization's dreams. In the vast silence of the universe, the Montero continued its odyssey, carrying forward the echoes of Elysium and the Luminaris, sowing seeds of understanding and unity, a journey that, like the stars themselves, had no end, only infinite possibilities. Part 8. The Keeper of Songs. As the Montero sailed through the cosmic sea, its course set by the wisdom of those it encountered, the ship became a repository of cultural histories, an ark of dreams cast adrift upon the stardust. Each star system they visited, each civilization they touched, added to the intricate mosaic of their shared voyage. On a tranquil journey between systems, the crew detected an unusual signature. A celestial body enshrouded in a veil of nebulous gases, its silhouette an enigma against the backdrop of eternity. Dubbed the Songkeeper Nebula, it held within it a gravitational anomaly, a singularity of unquantifiable potential. Drawn by curiosity and the promise of discovery, Alexei, Alara, Koji, and Lyra, accompanied by a new addition, a serene xenobotanist named Ren Aoki, prepared the Argosy for a closer examination. Ren's expertise had already proven invaluable in understanding the symbiotic relationships they had witnessed in previous encounters. As they descended through the nebula, vibrant colors swirled around them, painting the Argosy with a prismatic glow. The singularity's presence was palpable, a silent heartbeat echoing across dimensions, an anchor grounding the nebula's many wonders. Piercing the nebula's heart, they discovered a world suspended in twilight, a planetary body cocooned within the singularity's embrace. Here, time twisted in loops and spirals, creating landscapes that defied normal perception. The team landed amidst an ethereal forest, where the flora emitted luminescent trails, their bioluminescence harmonizing in a celestial symphony. The very air hummed with an ancient melody, each note a story, echoing the nebula's cosmic song. Wren marveled at the flora, her hands tracing the delicate structures of plants that thrived within the temporal flux. "These species have adapted in extraordinary ways," she remarked, her voice filled with reverence. "They have developed a unique resonance with the singularity, existing in harmony with the cyclical nature of time here." As they ventured deeper, they encountered the wisdom keepers, ethereal beings of light, whose forms danced between existence and dream, their presence a living testament to the nebula's mysteries. The keepers communicated in waves of symphonic energy, each ripple a dialogue that transcended the constraints of speech. "You are the travelers," the wisdom keepers intoned in a voice that resonated within the crew's minds. "A chorus of celestial instruments, the ones who weave the tales across the stars." Lyra nodded, her heart attuned to the harmonic language. "We come to learn and to share the stories of those who have touched our journey." The keepers acknowledged their intent, shimmering like a chorus of stardust. "This place is a convergence, a sanctuary for the infinite possibilities of time and space. It is here we preserve the songs of the universe, echoes of every moment that has ever been." Guided by the keepers, the crew entered the heart of the nebula, a vast chamber where the singularity's energy coalesced with the memories of countless star systems. Within this sanctum, temporal rifts unveiled glimpses of histories yet untold and futures unwritten, a kaleidoscope of potentiality. Standing amidst the cosmic orchestra, Alexei felt the weight of their journey, the intertwining stories of worlds they had visited and bonds they had forged. The Montero's mission stretched out before him, a golden thread in the ever-expanding tapestry of the cosmos. Each of them understood the profound responsibility entrusted to them, to be custodians of this knowledge, to ensure the melodies of the nebula resonated through the universe, inspiring unity and understanding. As they prepared to depart, the keepers bestowed upon them a fragment of the singularity song, a crystalline shard, resonating with the combined voices of countless worlds. It was a gift, a reminder of the harmony they were tasked to nurture among the stars. Returning to the Montero, they carried the shard with them, a beacon of the nebula's eternal song, a reminder that every journey is a symphony, and each note a precious echo of time's infinite dance. In the infinite silence of space, the Montero continued its ceaseless voyage, weaving together the threads of existence, guided by the celestial harmonies of the Songkeeper Nebula. A journey of endless songs, each note a whisper in the symphony of the cosmos.